Hey, good morning, folks. This is MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. We're going to get started here in a second when some people join in. Good morning, Thomas Fick and Sarah Hutchinson and John Robert Williams, the best black and white photographer ever in history, I guess. Jesse Bamberg, good morning, and Jacob Dorman and Mark Ambrosi. Good morning. Hey, this is MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Oh my gosh, I normally figure out how much is going on in the weather by how many tabs I have open to show you, and I've got a lot, so let's get to it here in weather. I'm going to cover everything. You're going to get more weather than you ever bargained for here. So we have another several rounds of rain with the storm system that's going to churn over us for the next 2 days, today and Thursday, and even Thursday night, very early Friday morning. I do want to emphasize some good in here. A great weekend is on the way, and more cold, more serious cold is on the way, serious for us gardeners, and I will show you that in just a few minutes here. All right, so here's the radar. We've had a solid rain in southeast Michigan, and now we're kind of into a dry slot, although I wouldn't say that you're going to have enough time to really get out and do anything other than a short-term walk or a short-term bike ride if you're seeing the radar and you're in that gap. Northwest lower, northern lower, still getting just a solid soaking rain. And as you look at the west side of the state and down through Illinois, Indiana, that's all pivoting through to the east-northeast. So that's the next what I'm calling wave of rainfall, and this will come at us in several waves. Now, this is a computer model forecast that forecasts what the radar should look like. Okay, so we're going to look into the future with this one, with modeling. So here you go. We go into the afternoon, 1 o'clock, 2, 3, 4, 5. So basically that stuff that's down in Illinois right now, you can see it's going to pivot up into eastern Michigan, the thumb, and into northeast Michigan. Hey, Rick Ryers, thanks for the report. 0.6 of an inch of rain in Reese, Michigan, the gateway to the thumb. And then, we go through the night, and then the showers will become more scattered, more spotty, but still out there. Now, tomorrow, the center of the circulation, the center of the upper level storm comes right over southern Michigan. You can see the clear signature from it where you see that circular area of rain, Grand Rapids to Lansing, and that's just going to blow through the entire southern part of lower Michigan with almost spiral bands of bursts of showers, and those will be a little bit on the colder side for showers, not what I would call cold rain, but colder showers. Good morning, good buddy Ralph Kennedy. Okay. And as we go into Friday, then things will dry out. Even this model, look at this, the high resolution, it tries to forecast a patch of lake effect rain coming in off of Lake Huron down Saginaw Bay. That's very common on that northeast wind that we'll have on Friday morning. All right, I've been looking at this more and more, and I like it. It's what we call the blend of models. So it doesn't just look at one model's total rainfall, it blends them, and it's actually intervened by human beings saying, hey, the European, let's shade it to 60% European, 40% GFS, or whatever's working at the time, and they use some artificial intelligence in there too. And so this is additional rainfall from now through the end of it. This doesn't include what we've already had. So from Saginaw south and eastward, you're looking at least a half inch more to an inch. And then from Bay City, Mount Pleasant, Midland, north of Grand Rapids northward, you're looking for another inch to maybe 2 inches to maybe 2.5 inches. That would put parts of northern and northeast lower Michigan at maybe close to 4 inches of rain by the time it's all said and done. And look at where it's falling. It's falling over the Great Lakes too, over the body of the water. So remember, if you get an inch of water on Lake Michigan and Lake Huron, it goes up an inch, and then the runoff adds onto it too. So this is another lake feeder, lake level rise type rainfall. All right. Now this is where I have to bury myself into the what I call the meteorologist witness protection program, where I don't come out anywhere, because look at this 8 to 14 day forecast. The blue is so blue you can't even read the percentage in there. I had to get down and take my glasses off, and it says an 80% chance of colder than normal temperatures from May 6th to May 12th. And I think there's some frost or freezes in there too. Give you a look at the big picture. Okay, we're back to the European model, which has been spot on for the last month or so. The hemispheric pattern isn't shifting a lot just yet, so this thing has been spot on. So here's our storm system coming through, and then we go to Friday, the winds die, and we start to get some sunshine back. We go to Saturday, and it looks like a great weekend. We go to Sunday, but here's what I want to show you. Look at the cold air. Look at the blue lines up in northern Michigan, the UP, northern Minnesota, up into Canada. That's a strong cold front. That is Sunday night, basically. It'll rumble through the area. And look at the difference in the pattern from the weekend to Monday. We've got the cold air plunging all the way down into Ohio. That stays for a couple of days. We've got another weather system kind of circumventing that cold, dragging it down once again into late next week. And as we go to the end of this run, I don't like that look either, because the cold pocket is still poised to the north. We didn't have this all winter. This is what it should have looked like in March, and now we're flipping to it in May. I'm going to try this name, Aspasia mavrikos. I know, I want to plant a garden too, and that's going to be a little tough. What happens to grass seed in such a cold snap, Pamela? Grass seed should be okay. Grass seed is one of the seeds that can handle the coldest. It starts to germinate generally at 50 degrees, and grass, grows everywhere, so it's quite resilient unless you were to get something very extreme. So I think you're probably going to be okay. All right, now these are low temperatures. So we'll look at the weekend. Saturday's chilly in the upper 30s, but I don't think it's frosty. Sunday is not bad. It's pretty mild, actually. And then we start to get into chilly stuff. Monday, the cold front coming through, the wind, the clouds, that keeps the temperatures up to about 40, but it'll be chilly 40. Now, this is Tuesday morning. Look at that. We're looking at 29 in Grand Rapids. This is off the European model. Don't say that it's going to be the exact number, but it tells you that it's so close that you don't think about planting tomatoes and things like that. And Anna Phillips brings up a good point. Mother's Day is planting point. It tends to average that the last 2 weeks of May is that way in Michigan. But I've seen plenty of years where we've already flipped out of the cold and early May is possible. Not this year, you'll see. So that's Tuesday. This is Wednesday. Northern half below freezing, southern half flirting with frost. Thursday, the cold resurges down, even down to Jackson, 33. And so that's frost and or freezing temperatures. And then it may start to let up as we get toward the end of next week. Yes, Bill Hobart, this spring is tough. Hey, I'm going to leave you with one more positive thing, and then we'll just say hi to a bunch of folks. Okay, and that is the high temperatures. Now today, southern lower, not bad in between the rain. Tomorrow's a little cooler. Friday, about 60 degrees. Saturday, we'll bask in that, right? Temperatures mid to upper 60s in a lot of places, except right along the shoreline. Sunday, still warm, mid to upper 60s, maybe 70 degrees in Detroit. And then Monday into Tuesday, we start the cool trend. Whew. That was a lot of work. That was a lot of weather to get through here, folks. Don't try it at home. You leave that to a professional. I just have to find one of those professionals, okay? All right, here we go. Hey, good morning, William Roberts and Lynn Harvey from Belding. Do you think planting by Mother's Day? I would say I would say yes. You know, one of the good things about having a cold spell in early May is it means you probably don't have a cold spell in late May because there usually is one more pocket. So this is probably, in all honesty, a good thing, although we'd like to have no more cold pockets. Those days it dips down to freezing, is that just at night? What does it look like daytime highs? Hold on here a second. Daytime highs would be in the 40s to about 50 degrees or so. So are we okay to paint outside? William Roberts, I usually see the paint can say temperatures in the 50s for a while. So I would say, we're looking at Saturday and Sunday. You could paint. Some of those latex paints dry pretty quickly. But next week, probably pretty tough. Hey, good morning, Al Blink. May 15th for all plants. I don't go with that blanket statement. In fact, even with this weather coming, you can put cabbage in this weekend. You can put some lettuce in. You can put onions, potatoes. But peppers, tomatoes, eggplants, no way. Annual flowers, I wouldn't do, not with the cold that we have coming. Fruit tree safe, Kevin Nag. Probably there will be some pruning. Now, I have learned this, that it's called a natural pruning because a fruit tree usually cannot handle all of its flowers. And we're just at the right spot to have great fruit in Michigan because we usually get a little frost here and there that prunes off 50% of those flowers and gives the fruit tree enough flowers to have great fruit, but not too much so that they're real small. Nate, can I tie my shoes in the bathtub? Sure, I think so. Yeah, someone's trying to call in. This is how I get my comments from you now, is I watch the phone. So that's what I'm doing. And invariably, as soon as I go live, people want to start calling. I haven't had a call on this thing all day until I go live. So I will be calling you back after we get done. There it is. Solid soaker the next couple of days. No surprises there. Northern lower, you get a couple inches. Southern lower, you still have an inch on the way. Nothing severe. Friday, not bad. The weekend, very nice. Hold off on the plantings. It's going to get cold, unfortunately. Hopefully that will change, but right now the models have just been spot on for about the last 4 to 6 weeks. Sorry, can't always be good news here in the weather department. Thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update. We do this every morning. Hit the old share button if you can. Spread the word. It helps me tremendously. Okay? Thank you. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa.